my homies and my sexuals, come join me. Today was great, and I really didn't expect it to be so. It's been a bit of a week and a half or two. You know, the overcompensation on my right knee, making me take some time off to do some more core-based stuff, the constant 12-hour night shifts, because my schedule has been messed up, and it has been so many days in the past 2 weeks. I've been working every night, and, you know, it's going to catch up to you eventually. So I'm going to put as much passion into this stuff as I can, but to a point, I got to make sure I listen to my physical body and not overdo it, you know, because I don't want to be sent home again to recover for another 6 months. That would just be so stupid, you know. But I got to the gym, and I was honestly just not low energy per se. Physically felt great. I was really fucking sore in my upper traps, mid to upper back type stuff from the really intense workout yesterday with the clean and jerk stuff. But you know, I still made do. It felt really good, very consistent with the technique for the most part. I got in there, and I'm like, I could just tell right away that like the energy was fully neutral. You know, I really was not feeling it in the sense of like I got so much going on, and I'm literally gonna get on a plane tomorrow, and I gotta be up early. I'm going out tonight. I've been busy to say the least, you know, and I'm trying to make sure I don't overdo it to the point where I burn out. And so I'm sitting there just trying to amp up the power snatches, and I honestly really didn't feel that great through the entire workout on that exercise. It was not that I wasn't passionate about it and that I wasn't trying my best, but like shit. Well, I tried to put 225 on because in the previous week of the program, I managed to do 3 triples at 205. So for me, that is an indicator that I can attempt to go up 20 pounds. And if it doesn't work, fine. That's all right. It's kind of the thing where the goal is 3 sets. 2 is okay if it's too heavy. We just need to make sure we do that weight again next week and really hound it in on that 3rd set. And you never want to do 1 because that means you PR'd. And it wasn't really clicking, you know? Everything felt concise. The form was good. The lockouts were good too. I didn't have much issue other than the 225 just not going at all. I got a good pull, and like, of course that's something that I could do for good singles, maybe a little bit more. I imagine I'll do something like 235 at least when I do my singles week. But it's just the maximum whippage was not there, you know? Not the way that I intended, you know? And that's like, again, things are never going to go the way you expect them to or plan to. That's just the way life be. You got to just really make the best of whatever you're able to do. And even if you're physically completely fine, sometimes you got to be able to just take your mental for what it is, you know? You don't have to force yourself to feel better. Positivity is not something that is just randomly acquired. It's something that you achieve over a long period of time of effort and consistency. And even throughout that discipline and consistency and passion, you're still not going to have consistently all the time great days. You're going to have those days where you slip up, and you kind of have to have those shit days in order to bounce back just as well. You know, being able to push through the worst like energy kind of days are the ones that make you the strongest, unfortunately, because it really doesn't feel that way, and it really sucks, and nobody wants to do them, but they are necessary. They are what gets you to the point where you are aiming to achieve. You know, that's how you get to a goal. You fail so hard and bounce back so well that you destroy the threshold, you know? It doesn't exist anymore because you've already gone through everything that you needed to get to that point. And so, yeah, put 215 on the bar, felt great. It was honestly, if I had the energy to do so, I think 225 was definitely possible. So this is why I will attempt that next week. And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. That's fine. I want to make sure I'm consistent and I earn these weights rather than rushing it and hurting myself again. That's the way I used to train. I would just push it, no matter how many times I'd fail it in a day. And it just led to so many long-term issues that I thankfully got to get my head around and really recover efficiently from. But, you know, you got to really just kind of let it go at its own pace sometimes. These lifts honestly feel like they got a mind of their own. They're never going to work exactly the way they are statistically supposed to. It's one of those things where even though you snatch a certain percentage, that doesn't mean that your power snatch or your pause snatch is going to line up the exact same way, percentage-wise, you know? So like right now, my power snatches and my pause snatches are exactly the same. This wasn't my choice. It just, I go at a very linear progression type rate. So it's like, for example, if I'm doing, I have this week and next week of this same volume. And so whatever weight I hit this week, if I hit all 3 sets well, I can add 10 pounds and attempt that and see if I can get 2 with the goal of hitting 3 working sets. And if I don't do that, then when I go to the next volume block, I can only add 10 pounds. If I hit that new weight for another 3 working sets on that final week, so for example, I did 215 for 3 doubles today. If I do 225 for 3 doubles next week, then when I get to the last volume week, I'll add 20 pounds to attempt the singles day. And again, if it isn't moving the way it needs to, we're not going to push it. I'll just add the 10 or 5. That's okay if it's just 5, but I'm always going to try to push for 10 because I don't get that same kind of growth by putting the cookies on, you know? I kind of have to push a little bit beyond that minuscule linear progression when it comes to just the 2.5s, because I don't really, my body doesn't feel it, you know? It's either I'm going to crush it or I'm going to die. There's no in between. And when I do the 10s, I know exactly where I'm at, you know? It's either I got it and I know that it's going to be too much if I keep going, or if I do too much, I can immediately go back down because it was already going to be too much in the first place. The 2.5s just leave too much variable for fuck-ups or just not putting in enough effort in the first place. Other than that, got to back squat, and the homie showed up. Oh, God, the homie energy saves me. I'll tell you what, it truly saves me some days. It's just such a great thing to be able to go up and selfishly support your homies for the sake of, like, you know, I'm always going to do it because I love doing it, and I love the homies. But me supporting them is uplifting my own efforts, because I'm looking at these people, at my guys, and I'm like, look, man, I'm banking on you now. So if I do good here and we kill it, you got to do it just as well. And now we're egging each other on. That's how, like, those positive rivalries work. It's a very productive thing. That's why people like competing. It keeps you actively trying to crush your threshold no matter how far away it seems. And man, let me tell you, I really just, when it comes to my core strength, my legs were pretty tired, especially after just going pretty hard this week with all the shifts at work. I really thought it was just going to be a 2-set kind of day. And on the last block of volume, I only got up to 2 sets of 6 at 365. I really did not think 285 would move. I almost put on 375 just for the sake of being safe. But again, I'm just starting this kind of mindset with this training program. So I had to at least give it that chance to see where it would go. And if it didn't work, didn't work. Cool, whatever. If I only hit 2 sets, completely fine. Next week, I'll go for 3, you know, instead of adding weight again. But fuck, man. I just put the passion behind the bar. And I did my best. And I just had fun. You know, I didn't worry about it. I just did it. You know, it's so overcomplicated when you let every little thing cloud your judgment and your passions. Just have fun. Just do it. Even if you're not in a program, even if you don't have a perfect coach or an idea of what goals you want to complete in the future, at least have fun. At least fuck around, you know? Not to the point where you'll get physically injured, but if you're physically fine, turn the mental up. Play some fucking jams, you know? Like, do something. Talk to the homies. Get the fucking energy going. Because I'm not trying to sound cliche or like a fucking gym rat. It's just, that's how we work, you know? We're social beings that need that extra hype to fuel the passion every single day. It's easy to fuel the passion every once in a while if you do it very minimally and then you just show up when you feel like it. But to show up every fucking day and put that same passion in consistently, no matter fucking what, that's what changes the game. That is truly what changes the fucking field of play. It's getting yourself to a point where it's not just about going just to go or to just do what you feel like you're obligated to do. It's going and enjoying every single fucking second of it every single time, no matter how much you feel like you may have failed or succeeded. You know, I got to 385 and those 3 sets fucking moved. And I'm telling you now, this is like, pause squats are great for a mini recovery throughout the week for me, because you are forced to go lighter and focus on your core and core strength, but they're also way harder than the heavier normal reps because you have to lock in that technique and that hard drive and every fucking rep looks like I'm trying to hit a PR set, you know? It's fucked up. It's fucked up. I wish it was not so, but that is just kind of the way it is. And that's why the recovery is so good. You know, it's allowing it to be as good a recovery as it is by slowing it down and just taking your time with it. But, I'm proud. You know, it makes me happy to have gotten to this point where I can proudly say I'm physically peaked and I'm doing exactly what I want to be doing. You know, when you're positively growing every day through these things, it means you're in the right fucking spot. Do not question yourself if you've got those good days. Doesn't matter if it's every day or even if it's just every once in a while. If you've got that passion coming back just throughout the long term, you're there. You know, you just got to accept it and just have fun with whatever you can do. Shit. But no, with the squat, the real hard thing to really lock in, for me at least, that I learned more recently, is I used to, because of Olympic lifting, I used to think that it would be better to just speed squat it, go as fast as I can, don't let my core rest and give it the chance to slow down and break down, just go. And I had the realization more recently that giving myself those couple breaths at the top of each rep on those working sets not only allows myself to recuperate for a second and get my shit together, but the main thing is I realized I was breathing so much more through my lungs rather than expanding my actual diaphragm on the way back down. And that was making it so much more difficult to keep up the heavyweight in the long term, you know? And so when you go down on that final heavyweight, that last rep where you're breaking down, you're gonna bend your back so fucking hard, your whole fucking spine pops, and then all the stress goes to your quads, you know? And that's in your low back. It's not good. You gotta be able to hold that chest up and push it as tightly as you can. That's it, you know? Other than that, physically, shit. I thought it was going to be a lot lower, but I got there, you know? Power snatches weren't exactly where I wanted them to be, sure. But regardless, pulled it back through, and the form and technique was fucking solid. And I am still growing. I am still putting more weight on at an efficient rate that doesn't put my body at risk for injury. So 8.85. I'll give myself the 0.5. Because it was fucking good. I'm thorough. You know, we're really growing in the moment. I love seeing some visual progress in that present moment, because it normally doesn't happen that way, but when it does, ride that shit, enjoy it for while you got it, because it does not happen often. Mentally, man, shit, I'll give it a 9.3. It's been great, honestly. I've been doing really, really well, and it's not just because I've been hitting these heavy weights or anything and just making all this growth. It's appreciating my everyday life even more, you know? It surprises me every fucking week when I come back and I push through and I do better. And even though the work's been harder and there's been more things happening that are typically stressors that would limit me in my daily life and make the negatives hit twice as bad, I've never been more positive. I've never been more sure of myself, you know? So confident and passionate in all the general senses, you know? My daily life's been great. That's not me trying to brag, but motherfucker, I'm gonna brag. It's a good thing to have a positive lifestyle. So embrace that shit. Brag home about it. Tell your friends. Uplift that positive mindset and train it so that you can have it for the long term. I was telling my homie today that these positive self-talks I do are literally training my positive lifestyle. You know, not in a statistic or materialistic kind of way. It's just a matter of continuously reminding myself of why we're here, what I have to be grateful for, what credit I deserve to be given, what I need to work on, what I am excited to work on, and the things that I'm happy to come home to, you know? All the above. Everything keeps me going. And when you sit there and stare at the wall, and you're in a psych ward for 80-something hours in the week, and you're just losing your damn mind, but you keep going back to the gym, and you just make the best out of work that you can, get the schoolwork done, just enjoy the moment while you got it instead of bitching and moaning. Sheesh. We get there. We get there. Damn it. We have fun. Anyway, I don't really know the plan right now. I have to be on the plane by 1:40 tomorrow, and I have to drive 2 hours to get there. So what I'm thinking is we get to the gym right when they open at 7 a.m. As much as I really fucking don't want to do that, you got to do what you got to do. Because if I don't go, I'm not lifting until like Monday, you know? And that's unfucking acceptable. Monday or Sunday. But Sunday would be fucked because I'd be on the plane all day. Then I'd go to the gym and then I'd go back to work. So I really just want to be able to have that to just chill out and rest that day if I need it. So I'm going to try to come in the morning. I'm really going to try, but I'm going to go out tonight because I made plans that I really want to hang out with the peeps while they're around, because it's, you got to give the homosexuals some time to their own whenever you've got it, even if it feels like it's going to be a bit much, because I want to strengthen these bonds and relationships as much as I want to be in the gym and going to work, and then the plane. So a lot's going on. It's going to just kind of depend on how much I got taken care of and how much I get done until I wake up. I'm going to try to get up at 6 and just see what happens, do my best. We're going to get there. I promise you, we are going to get there. But we'll see. I'll be okay with whatever happens. I'm going to appreciate whatever I do and just get there at my own pace so that I don't injure myself, because if I go out and then I wake up in the morning and I physically feel like I might get injured, then I'm not going to worry about it. But I want this workout, man. I'm tired of not having a good schedule, and I'm on it now. I'm physically peaked. I need it. I want it. I'm passionate. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to get there. At some point, you'll know, it'll be a pause, clean, and jerk and normal bench press kind of day. So I really want to try to drive home to get it tomorrow, and you'll see it or not. If it's not there, I'll be back Sunday, and I will make myself hit it after I get off the plane. I don't give a fuck. It's going to happen. But I love you guys. I really appreciate y'all hanging out. I know I yap a fuck ton, but I've just been doing good, so I wanted to let y'all know how I was feeling. Let me know how the lives and the lifts have been going. I love hearing about it, and just take care of yourselves. Do your best. I'll be back as always. Love you guys. See ya.